Alright, you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay. This is day 2 of me keeping my word. Shout out to that. So I just wanted to let you in again on one of our little conversations that we have. So what do you want to talk about?
I'm actually gonna bring something up that we haven't talked about or anything. This is just random off the top of my head. So yesterday I was talking to somebody about like the men in the Bible, right? And it occurred to me as something. What's the first thing everybody thinks of when you bring up David? Very first thing, right at the top of your head.
Adultery.
Wow. Wow, wife.
I don't know.
Goliath.
Oh yeah, David and Goliath.
Most people, David did a ton of great things.
He did.
But most people only know him for that one thing.
Yeah.
Goliath.
That's true. Yep, that's true.
You ever sit down and think about that?
Yeah.
Like, so then put it in perspective in your own life. You know, you go through life, you do all these things, and then people only know you for this one particular thing.
Wow. Like we go through a series of things, but a lot of times in this day and age, all people want to dwell on is the negative parts about you.
Yeah.
But at least back then they got their, they flowers. But these days and ages, people get stuck on the fact that, you used to be this, or you used to do that, or,
yep.
You know what I mean? You used to say this and that. Like, well, at least they got their flowers back then.
And it could be it could be a good or a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily have to even be bad. It could be something you did so long ago, and you're like, why do people still, bring this up?
Right,
it was 10 years ago that happened. And that's just who you are to them. So,
wow. Because I am still a lot of things to a lot of people that I'm no longer. Like, I'm no longer any of those things, yet they hold on to that,
Right. And now you're a wife, a mom, a this, a that.
Right.
You have so many titles going on, and
so much going on. Are you crazy?
People want to stick to that one thing.
Right.
And I just thought that was pretty weird and kind of, funny that that's all that people think about when David's brought up is Goliath. That's pretty much all they know him for. So, but we could get back to, other things or other topics. I just thought that was kind of odd and, a different way of looking at stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though, that you thought about that. So, what else you want to talk about?
So, let's bring up Elon Musk buying Twitter.
Okay, let's talk about Elon.
Okay. So, I think we have two very different opinions of him.
Extremely different.
I see him as the Albert Einstein, Tesla, creative mind of our generation.
Okay.
Like, our great-great-grandchildren are going to talk about him.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of those old inventors that we all think of off the top of our head all died broken. They just broke. Broke financially, broke mentally. Tesla was a lunatic. He was crazy. And everybody wants to be around a brilliant person, but nobody wants to live with a brilliant person. It's very hard to deal with the eccentric part of them.
Okay.
The thoughts that they have and the now type mentality. You like to laugh at me.
I was gonna say I have to deal with you're crazy. Like, sometimes my husband, you're so smart that you don't know how to do the simple stuff. You get what I'm saying? What's that saying? Like, you're so smart you can't sweep a floor.
Yeah.
Like, he's so focused on the stuff that nobody else is thinking about at all. Like, I just be like, what are you talking about sometimes? Like, where did that come from? And that's brilliant, but still, like, how did you think of that? Like,
it is very hard to rein my brain in and shut it off, and once I get myself on something, I can't not do it. And like my wife will laugh.
He has to do it to a perfection. Like, he is a perfectionist. I'm just like, okay, husband, just make the sandwich. Jesus, why you gotta make it all you know what I mean, symmetrical. Just make the sandwich and let's go.
Or I'll be making the sandwich, and then all of a sudden I'm doing something else while making this. It's hard.
It's all over the place with him. So, like, my husband's very smart, extremely smart. And I do understand that whole nobody wants to live with a genius type of thing. Because it's like, it's a little wacky sometimes.
Yeah.
But, so back to Elon Musk.
I see him as somebody that's here to try to leave the world a better place
than he found it. Okay. Yeah, so my take is I just don't trust him. Like, I don't trust a man with that much money. I don't trust a man with that much power. Because when you have money, you have power. I don't trust him, not one bit.
Sometimes, power is actually more valuable than money.
Yeah.
It is. And you can get a lot done with little money and a lot of power.
Yeah.
But you don't hear Jeff Bezos. You don't hear about him trying to do good things for people. I think what a lot of people do is they read the headlines of things and don't fully read the full article of what's being wrote.
Yeah.
And so they go off of these assumptions about these people without fully kind of knowing what they're about.
What's going on.
But
sorry, guys. The camera is wiggling because
nowadays these people pay millions and millions of dollars to manicure their persona to people.
Okay, yeah.
The best people are the people that are talked about the worst, and the worst people think are the best.
That's true.
It all depends on, your image, your public image, and what people are paying,
right,
into.
To put out.
Right.
So, yeah, so let's talk about this real quick while we're talking about Elon Musk, because how much I've talked about, like, the Antichrist, right? And how a lot of people are fixated on the fact that it's going to be one man.
Right.
So, you take the most powerful man in America right now, you would agree that it's Elon, right?
Elon, Jeff
Bezos,
Mark.
But Elon is the one that reaches the people, right?
Yeah.
He is the one with the influence, right? So
he's the most popular.
He's the most popular, right? So if that were true, and the Bible is going to raise up this one man that everybody's going to worship, wouldn't it be like, that would be our modern day Elon Musk? I'm not worshiping no Elon Musk.
But you know what, though? A lot of
people in China aren't worshiping Elon Musk.
No.
Like, no, it says that the whole world is gonna worship.
There's
you know what I mean?
There are a lot of people. The Americans have the tendency to kind of dwell on just us, and when they say the world, they think of just America.
Yeah, just America.
There are many places in the world that nobody has any idea who he even is.
Exactly.
They have more pressing issues.
That's my point. So, the Antichrist is supposed to rise over there in Israel. Like, there's not one man that will be the Antichrist. You can't convince me of anything else. The Antichrist is a spirit because God is a spirit, okay? The Bible was written, okay, with the Holy Spirit, okay? It was spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. And that's why a lot of people getting rocked to sleep right now, not realizing you already done took the mark of the beast. You already agreed with sin. You already done agreed with this type of situation. So that's my point. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that was a really good time to bring it up.
Yep. All right, so let me bring up something else.
Okay.
The whole situation. So I like to study people.
Look at my ear.
I like to look into why people do the things they do and what makes people, tick. So sometimes I find myself reading these ridiculous things about famous people. And I'm like, why am I even here reading this? My brain is mush now because of this. But there's this very weird thing now that's going on. And I don't know if anybody's reading about it or keeping it up with it, with Johnny Depp and his ex-wife. And if you look into how these famous people are nuts. Yeah. They are crazy people.
Yeah.
Now, some people would argue that that's how the only way they're able to turn themselves into a character. You take on the life of another person and put that on film for millions of people to see. So you must be a little crazy in order to be able to embody that situation. But people, when you're looking at all these famous people and you're admiring them or thinking that they have
their lives,
thinking that they have these amazing lives, most of them are drug addicts.
Oh yeah.
Most of them.
What percent would you say are drug addicts? I'm gonna say a lot. I was gonna say like a solid 98.
95%. and now with this Johnny Depp thing, he's bringing up all these famous people who he's done cocaine with and pills with and drink with and all these things. Elton John is being brought up in it and
Elton John.
Yeah. Apparently he's a very good friend of Johnny Depp. But all these things are coming out, and now all these people, they put these people up there on pedestals as our gods. And in reality,
idols.
They're all a wreck.
Yeah.
They're self-conscious. They like, you have no idea. They're worrying constantly about how people perceive them. And the things that they say, they can't be open and honest about who they are.
They're in bondage. Yeah.
And these people worship them. There'll be people there were people that traveled from as far as Australia just to be in the courtroom of Johnny Depp.
Really? I'm not surprised.
And they're all women.
Yeah.
All of them are women. And women, believe it or not, you guys make the world go round.
Yes.
Men do everything for the attention of women. The way we dress, the way we talk, the jobs we get, everything we do is because of women. And that's why...
And it's not just straight men either.
No.
It's the gay men.
Gay men too. It blows my mind how nowadays, women try to paint themselves, not all women, excuse me, some women try to paint themselves as victims or a lower class than men, but they don't realize that literally everything a man does is because of a woman.
Revolves around women.
Everything.
It's just it's just in men, right?
Women have, you guys shape the world that we live in.
Right.
So, and I think more women need to remember that.
Absolutely.
That, the power lies within the female.
Right. Because what's a man's seed without a womb?
Yeah. You bring up these young boys, like, you bring them into the world. Your husband teaches them how to be a man, but where do you think your husband's shaping his manhood from?
Right.
His wife. He's going off of what his wife likes and does not like. He's curtailing his manhood to you.
Right.
Which passes it down to his son, and his son does the same to his son. So, be very careful and mindful how you interact with your husband. You see how that crazy just weaved its way through my whole entire situation?
What?
Of me talking? My crazy literally just went from Johnny Depp all the way around to, you see how the crazy works? This is what my wife deals with.
Yeah, all over the place. And mine's, I do it too, but mine's is more like a attention deficit.
hers is we'll be talking about something and she'll look at me and go, what do you want for dinner? Like, what does that have to do with anything?
No, that's funny because I really am like that. That is crazy. And I don't mean it.
We'll be talking about our son's grades and go, so last night, huh? And she'll automatically expect me to know exactly what she's talking about. And the crazy thing is, I usually do.
He usually does.
I'll usually go, yeah, it was a good steak.
I am cracking up.
And she'll have never mentioned steak, not once.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we reached 14 minutes. We're gonna try to, I feel like we should try to record another video when we're in the car. But I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Do not forget, you can email me at speakhervoice2too@gmail.com. We got a couple of errands to make, so I will talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. God bless.